HB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, your home pure rugby league. Hope you guys are well. Thank you again for tuning in. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff there. You can see what this is about. It's interesting. I suppose in saying that though, DJ, hit that intro. Alright guys, here we go. Hope you're well, hope you're okay. If you're not, let me know. Alright, let's have a chat, let's have a yarn. It's always important to talk. The Warriors announced yesterday a bit of a bombshell. Now, I don't know, I'm not in the know-how, so, I can't tell you if this was ever going to happen or not, but the point is, Shaun Johnson is back for 2024. It's good, in the sense that Warriors get one of their own back, but at the same time, it raises much questions. Now, obviously, Shaun Johnson, when he was playing for us, CHT, he was a, majority of the time anyway, he was a 5'8", right? And on the odd occasion, he'll come off the bench. But mainly speaking, 5'8" was his thing. I suppose he split a lot of us fans, right? There were those who passionately defended him. And there were those, I suppose, who weren't really his biggest fans. And I suppose, probably just were annoyed, by what he could, or, by the potential he has, but just the fact that we weren't seeing it. Now, in saying that though, all of that is squashed. We all know what happened. Long story short, he wanted to step away from the game for an indefinite amount of time. In other words, he wanted to step away for who knows how long, right? Do things, explore things, all that jazz there, as we all sort of come to sometimes do as humans, right? We like to explore and all that stuff and go and travel and see the world, and I, for one, am definitely on that boat there. So stay tuned. But in saying that, this dilemma that I spoke about before is obviously one to do with the fact that where do we put him? Now, look, I can rabble about the halves we have, right, for next year. Well, officially anyway. Volkman, Metcalf, Te Maire Martin, right? And then on the odd occasion, you might be able to bring, I don't know, I'm not even sure if even Surinam's on the books, right? But anyway, I think that's probably the three main players you talk about, because Shaun Johnson, that's right, Shaun Johnson has not yet signed with the Warriors. Now, it's all good and well that he's knocked back two offers from the Tigers, great, but what does that mean for his future at the Warriors if Shaun Johnson is back? Now, that's not to say that Shaun Johnson is going to be playing the halves, because I'll tell you what, in all honesty, I don't think he should be there next year. If you think he should be, tell me. But I've named about three players that are ahead of him, end of story, and deserve a spot to play, right? Particularly Metcalf, who, in my opinion, just quietly, if Shaun Johnson doesn't re-sign with us, should be the front centre man, in the halfback position. Over Volkman, oh, here we go. That's another video for another time. So Shaun Johnson comes back. Now, where do you sort of see him play next year? I think for mine, okay, so he won't be in the halves. I think you could almost put him at lock or centre. I know a lot of us were clamouring for him to be a hooker. I know a lot of us were clamouring for him to be a centre. In other words, wanting him to be either one of those positions. Now, it's going to be really interesting, because obviously if you put him at hooker, or even in the bench, that you leave one player, right? You leave one player out. Which is really interesting. If you put him in centre, you leave one player out. Obviously, hooker, you leave one player out. So there's just a lot of questions. I almost feel like this is a headache, but you know how sometimes coaches have good headaches? This might be a bad headache. Not in a bad way, but who misses out for Shaun Johnson, right? I don't feel like anyone in the Warriors team, especially those who are signed for next season, deserve to miss a spot, right? If he goes up to the centre, who's he gonna replace? Who? It'll be RTS most likely in one centre spot, and who would he replace? Vailea, hard done by in my opinion. Berry, well, he's still trying to get a few games under a belt, right? He's got to come into his own. So again, one of those ones. If you put him out the bench, sure, but then you've got the likes of potentially Ford, Nikore, Tevanga, Ale, Afoa, right? I haven't even touched on Sifakula and even next season possibly Maiu'u, right? So then again, Lasik. So then again, who is he going to pip out, right? Really, who? You know what I mean? And obviously, hypothetically, I'm not saying he will be, but hypothetically, if Webster decided to put him in the hooking position, right, it's this battle between Egan, Shinaris Tavita, as well as Lasik. And if Lasik gets pipped out because of that, again, you know, and I'm not saying he will be, but you get what I mean. There's just that battle there going. So there's just a lot of questions here, and I'm not sure if I really know the answers. I mean, where do you put him comfortably? Because, again, respectfully, it's great he's back, don't get me wrong, whatever. But at the expense of one of these players missing out a spot, I don't know. You know, respectfully, if it was a player of a certain caliber, i.e., you know, Rodatu Vashashek, sure. But he's not. Right? And I suppose he can be. He's got the potential there. He's always had the he's always got the potential. But yeah, look, it's a headache, and I don't think it's a good one. Give me your thoughts. And at the end of the day, the last question before I hop off is, where does this leave Shaun Johnson? I'm getting nervous. It's interesting. Give me your thoughts. Take it easy. See you guys next time. Just remember, hold the ball.